Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapebetrayals.tv.
Hello, it's me again, the third week on the trot. Okay, so today then was quite a monumental day in the fact that we popped down to the Welsh Assembly and handed over a petition. I say we, I mean Rhydian did. So let's play a little bit of VT I've got. It's only a little bit. After that, we'll have Rhydian on and we'll have a little chat. Okay.
Hi, I'm Rhydian Man. I represent campaigners on behalf of e-cigarettes. We're here today at the Welsh Assembly to hand over a petition to go against the Welsh Government's proposals to ban indoor use of e-cigarettes. We believe that this is completely ridiculous. It's a step back in tobacco control on behalf of the Welsh Government. We want to see these proposals dropped. Vapers are choosing to use e-cigarettes to keep themselves off tobacco. These proposals will make an environment for them to have
You'll be on very shortly.
This is something we don't want, and I'm sure the Welsh Government doesn't want that either. Us vapers have a lot of scientific evidence to support that vaping
Basically, it's you outside and then
good
a
for
bit
us.
of VT of the
The
handover.
Welsh Government can't see that. Their opinion is that it's bad. We have a lot of scientific support.
No, it's all video.
It's lower
It's
risk
your
to
talk at the
users.
beginning.
And this is why
You know
we
what we
use
did
them.
afterwards.
This is why we use them compared to tobacco cigarettes that have a lot of cancer-causing chemicals in. We choose vaping because it's cleaner, and that's why we want to keep it.
Well, we're about to go on just now. Right, here we go. Hello, we're back again. Right, so say hello, Rhydian.
Hello, Rhydian.
Okay, do you want to fill us in what happened and what didn't happen?
Where do you want to start? Well, what didn't happen was we were under the impression that we were going to have a formal presentation, as in go in front of the petitions committee and basically go through basic evidence that we have to say that the Welsh Government proposals are completely wrong, but that didn't happen. There was a bit of miscommunication, but I've spoken to Simon literally just before the show in the pub where he lives.
As one does.
Yes. And in the messages that were passed between myself, Richard and Simon and the Deputy Clerk Kath, we were under the impression that it was going to be a 15-minute proper Q&A session, but it turned more into a bit of an informal chat, which happened in the Assembly building itself. So the members of the petition committee, including a couple of our local AMs, asked us a few questions. We gave some answers, trying to keep it as simple as possible without causing any arguments. Well, maybe not Nathan did, but he did as well.
Oh, yes.
Nathan gave his 2 cents, and I'm happy that he did.
He did start having a little chat with people, didn't he?
Yes. But it's all well and good. The outcome was really positive.
Uh-huh.
Essentially, they've said it looks like you've got completely contradicting evidence to what Mark Drakeford has, so we have to take it the next step, which is more than likely an evidence session which means we'll go before them again, but hopefully a little bit more formal with proper presentations, and paperwork. So it's all positive, a good first step in what can be a game changer in Wales.
Aye, that's it's quite amazing we've actually got this far, to be honest. The fact we raised the numbers. Well, I say we. I didn't have much of a hand in it. I've got to be honest. But the fact that the numbers were raised that they were, and it's quite amazing. I mean, how long did that petition go on for? Was it 3 or 4 months?
Probably not as long as that, because the original end date was supposed to be the 12th of September. But we, speaking to Simon, and he can confirm this in chat, that because we got the minimum number for a petition handover, the minimum number being 10, and we got close on to 1,300, and that's a number telling in itself.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was supposed to have been the 12th. Then they gave us a preliminary date for the handover, but Simon and Richard couldn't attend, so they prolonged the petition. Thankfully, and yeah, it closed yesterday around 1,300 cigs. And then we handed it over today. So,
it was quite an experience going in there, I must say. I mean, I've never been in there before.
Yeah, I still don't like the deco.
No, and the fact it was like going through an airport, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, what? Well, that's the nature of political venues.
Well,
it's like
true enough.
It's like DD would know would have had exactly the same thing when he was going into Westminster. Along with John Diver and Twiglet.
I know. I suppose I'm not used to going to such a place like that, so it's not something that I really ever thought would be the case, but it makes obvious sense.
Yeah, but I was actually quite surprised my bag out of everybody's wasn't searched. Because I had all my coiling stuff with me and spare batteries, that they didn't ask to look in my bag.
Well, maybe they don't pick them up, and that's why you. No, actually, I'm not. No.
Yeah, leave it there.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you got anything else to add, or?
Yes. The Welsh Assembly put a poll up on one of their websites, and they actually got the results and passed. And showed them to me, as well as the members of the committee and the other AMs that were there. The question was phrased, do you want to see electronic cigarettes banned indoors, or something similar? And those results were very, very supportive of us.
Oh, very just a bit high.
It's like 90... 90 said yes, so 90 people said yes, they want e-cigarettes banned in indoor public spaces, and over 2,000 said no.
So last time I looked at it, it was about 700 and something, and that was a few days ago. So
yeah, that just shows. It's like it's been plugged on social media and Facebook. So whoever said no to that, you have actually helped our cause as well.
Yeah.
Because even though it's probably not a legitimate poll, but the amount of people that said no is still enough to make the petitions committee to go, hang on, lots of people don't like this.
Yeah, I mean, you see that of all these polls, didn't you? Because when these come out and say, should e-cigs be banned or whatever, all the e-cig users will post it everywhere saying, come on, vote no, they should not be banned. I think the people that want them banned don't really put it around as much, do they? They just happen to chance across it.
Well, some of us vapers happen to chance across things.
This is true, yeah.
So, but still, a poll in our favour, regardless of how it was spread.
That's always good news. Okay, well, if that's everything, what we'll do, we'll cut to the ads and go on to the next segment. Is there anything else you need to say, or?
Yeah, they're going to have their discussion next week.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to discuss what we've said today. And hopefully, sometime after next week, we will have information on the next stage, whether it's the committee asking Mark Drakeford for a response. But we'll probably have a very good guess that he's not going to budge.
No, he's nothing if not stubborn.
Yeah, complete blinkers.
I'm right, la la la, fingers in ears.
Yep. Or it's either that or the more than likely evidence session.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, if we have a preliminary date, which is far enough in advance, we can actually get some of the bigger names, Clive Bates, Robert West. That's if they're willing to help us out. I shouldn't see why not.
No, I can't see why not. I'm sure they'll be quite happy to lend their voices. But we shall see. We shall see what happens when the time comes.
Yeah.
Superb. Okay. Right. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Rhydian. And as always, you're always welcome to come on the show. You have anything to to chat about, feel free. Okay, we'll go to the adverts.
Rant next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Take care, Matt.
Ta.
Proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
Healthy Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
And we're back. Thank you very much to Rhydian for filling us in what happened today. I'm aware there were a few audio problems. You could hear me talking over some of the videos. That's what I get for coming in and rushing around, and there we go. One day I'll have a show without any problems. Right then, so let's now move on to the latest episode of Beyond Vaping with Very Boring. And this is going to be first of a two-parter. So if you'd like to sit back and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to Beyond Vaping with me, Very Boring. A show talking to vapors, but not about vaping, mostly. Now, joining me on this episode is Mr. Andy Abrook, the Fury, the Furious Fury, that guy hanging off buildings at protests, breathing fire, playing with yo-yos, kilt wearing, aggressive kilt wearing. How are you doing, Andy?
Oh, I'm alright, fella. I'm pretty good today. Actually, life is good. Life is very good at the moment. Got my little family around me, going up in the world, so to speak, a little bit. Joining some good teams of late, and just enjoying life. Really enjoying it.
Excellent, excellent. Now, let's get to some questions. And the first question is, where did you grow up?
Well, I'm actually a foreigner. I was born in South Africa. I was born in Pretoria, a place called Malik. And in 1983, we moved to the UK, me and my mother. And we moved to a place called Cheltenham, home of the Gold Cup, if you're Irish, which my mother is. Grew up there until I left my second diploma at college, and I moved to Sussex. Then subsequently, did my stint in the army, moved to France for a year and a half, and then eventually, via Sussex again, moved up to Worcester, where I've quite settled down quite happily with my family.
Very nice. Yes, you have become a Worcesterian, or
Worcester.
Worcesterian.
Mr. likes to put it.
Is there some special thing you need to do to be a Worcesterian?
I think just living in Worcester, really.
All right. So no strange rituals involving sauces.
Well, I should hope not. But
I suppose
sauces involved.
He's only just moved there, so yeah, I'm sure he'll come up with something eventually.
Give him time. Give him time.
Right. Okay. The next question. What is your job or your area of work?
Well, I sort of say I've kind of got two jobs, really. My main sort of breadwinning job is I work in the vaping industry. I run a shop for a well-known company. Fairly well-known company, mostly marketing to new vapors and beginners, which is sort of kind of a bit of a passion of mine because obviously, I want to see the mantle of vaping being taken up as much as possible. So I really enjoy that. That's great. That's my regular day job. And of course, there's the evening work that I do with all you mob, frankly. What with Shenanigans, RY4 Radio, and VaporTrails.tv.
What you're saying is you're a little bit busy.
Do you know what? I still managed to get, a bit of gaming time, bit of modelling time, time with the family. I had a nice morning out this morning with Nipper and the missus. So yeah, I'm busy, very, very busy. But I don't like to be sort of sat twiddling my thumbs. Boredom to me is anathema. So I hate it. I absolutely hate being bored. So having something to do. It's me. I like it. I like it when I complain bitterly about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, oh my god, shoot tonight, and oh my god, I've got to do this tonight, and I've got to do this today, and I've got to go there tomorrow, and this, that. But I love it, really. I absolutely love it. I love it. It's fantastic. As I said earlier, life is good. I'm really enjoying things at the moment.
It is better to be busy than the other option. So, now, what is your favourite music genre, type, whatever?
Favourite music genre? That is such a loaded question because if you ask me today and ask me tomorrow, it could be two different things. But generally, I tend to stick with sort of rock music. I grew up on the likes of rockabilly. Rockabilly is a big passion of mine, and I also really, really love country music. I generally tend to listen these days more to sort of the heavier side of rock music, but I'm also quite into trance, the sort of a little bit of dubstep here and there. My big passion right now at the moment, as was evidenced in my most recent RY4 show, is chap hop, which can only be described as parody hip hop, but with it was as if hip hop was invented in the 1920s. Basically, by English gentlemen. So I'm really, really into that at the moment. I spent the best part of yesterday downloading a hell of a lot of music, and I've now got somewhere in the region of about 9 different albums of trap hop. I suppose it's one of those things of having a slightly obsessive character. If I get into something, I really get into it. For example, vaping. Within a week, I had gone from a cig-alike right through to a third generation device. Didn't really know what I was doing, but that's very, very sort of synonymous with any form of music that I like. If I like a form of music, I will really get into that music, and I will spend money on it, like very, very quickly. So it's a very difficult everything, I suppose. Everything.
Yeah.
You sing it, I'll love it.
Yeah. So, to add to your distress, what's your favourite film genre?
Superhero flicks, without a shadow of a doubt. My absolute hero in life is Batman. I love all the Batman movies, all the way from the original Tim Burton, Michael Keaton one, all the way through to the Christian Bale movies. Every single one of them. Even the really, really kitsch sort of, was it the 60s, 70s, Adam West, Batman, love them. Superhero movies all the way, I love them to pieces. Hotly followed by fantasy. Really, really big role player, as we've discussed before at various other events. So I love things like Lord of the Rings and that sort of thing. So yeah, superhero and fantasy, high fantasy, love it.
Right, okay. I'm going to make you pick which Batman.
Ooh, good get. Christian Bale. I got to admit, I love the Batmans. They for me, I think were the best Batmans because, well, he was the best Batman just because of the way they sort of. I'm really good at, for example, the new Star Trek movies. I'm really good at taking these new reboots as a standalone thing, a complete refreshing, like, new start, as it were. And for me, like, Tim Burton's Batman was excellent, but it still had that cartoony, comic, albeit very gothic, element to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jack Nicholson, to my mind, was the best Joker ever, but Heath Ledger really put his stamp on it. And you can have that argument for weeks and weeks and weeks of who was the best Penguin, who was the best Catwoman, who was the best Batman, and so on and so forth. But if I'm going to choose, it's Christian Bale. But I'm a huge fan of Christian Bale anyway. He's done some amazing films in the past, and if you get a chance to check out The Machinist, because that man literally lived on nothing but vitamins and apples for the entirety of that movie to lose all that weight. So yeah, I've got a lot of admiration for Christian Bale.
Yes, well, I'm kind of in agreement. And we're going to take a break there. Watch out for the next part of Beyond Vaping, talking to Andy Abrook.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Vapors, do you love discovering new e-liquids? Tell Dripper the types of flavours you like and they'll send you 5 gourmet juices each month. Experience new and exclusive flavours, all with a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe. Dripper.co.uk.
iVapour and iVapour Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVapour.co.uk and iVapour-elixir.co.uk. iVapour and iVapour-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
And that was part 1 of the interview with The Fury by Very Boring there. Part 2 will follow next week. So, speaking of next week then, I will finally get round to doing the dual coil K-Fun build. I might do it live. I might pre-record it. Let's see how brave I'm feeling. Anyway, speaking of coming out next week, tomorrow night is the Haze Hour with Mr. Dave Dawn and Mr. Keith Herbert. Couldn't think of his surname then. And his infamous Top Pocket. Nothing on Sunday this week, but Dave Kidson will be back, I believe, on the 12th of this month. On Monday, we will have the Drips and Tips show with Andy and Davey. Tuesday is Marco and Vapor Scene. And Wednesday is back to me, you lucky people. Also, not forgetting, he says, forgetting to cue things up, these other fine productions.
RY4 Radio.
And there we go. So there's plenty to keep you entertained throughout the week there, if you want your vaping fix. So, as always, you can contact me using these details here. Now, I still would like to hear some more suggestions for some tutorials or anything you want to see me vape or coil or anything at all within vaping parameters. I'm not open to any sort of request. Yeah. So if you want to get in touch with me, either email me or send me a tweet, and I'll do my best to accommodate. Anyway, that's about all I've got time for tonight, I'm afraid. So my thanks once again to Rhydian and the fantastic job he did today at the Welsh Assembly. It's quite a day, quite a day. Okay, so until next week, I'll see you again.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.